Coming up, Santa Claus is coming to town. We're tracking St. Nick as he makes his way to your house this Christmas Eve. Then how kids and grown-ups are celebrating Christmas around the world.
What do you love about Christmas?
That it's fun, we can give presents to each other.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Greek?
Plus, we'll head to the northernmost place on Earth. Can you guess where? Also, how our zoo friends stay warm in the winter. And one girl is spreading joy this Christmas, one present at a time.
I love kids, and the joy that I see on their faces when they get a toy just makes me feel so happy, and my heart's so complete that it's just such a blessing to me.
Her inspiring story ahead.
This is NBC Nightly News, Kids Edition.
Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. Merry Christmas Eve, everyone. I'm in California this week, coming to you from Universal Studios Hollywood. Always a blast to be with you, especially on a Saturday morning. We have another super lineup ahead, including this amazing children's choir from Staten Island, New York, who will treat us to a winter performance. But let's begin with the top story we're tracking right now, and that's Santa. He's getting ready to leave the North Pole and take to the skies to deliver those gifts in time for Christmas. Did you know you can track Santa in the sky? To find out how, I spoke with the commander of the armed forces in charge of protecting our northern skies. General, it's always great to have you on. Thanks so much for joining us. How do you use the same skills and technology to track Santa?
Well, we use the exact same technology that starts with our radar system that's located on the northern part of Canada and Alaska that points north to track airborne objects. That's the first system that tracks Santa Claus as he picks up and leaves the North Pole. He's quickly detected then by our overhead satellite capability, which is an infrared capability that tracks Rudolph's nose. And then finally with our fighters, our Canadian CF-18s, our US F-15s, F-16s, and F-22s.
So you can use those planes to get close enough to Santa to actually know it's him?
Yeah, absolutely. Santa's very gracious. Each year we've been able to intercept Santa. He slows down enough so that we can fly beside him. He typically waves, and we'll rock our wings and tip our wings to him.
So I mentioned at the beginning that there's a way that kids can join in and track Santa on Christmas Eve. Can you explain how that works, what kids should do?
Yeah, there's multiple ways, Lester. So I would say first it starts with our call center that's manned by our volunteers. Hundreds of volunteers that do that. It's 1-877-HI-NORAD. Call in. They can find his location. We have social media sites. You can download our app, or you can log on to our website at noradsanta.org as well. I would also point out there's opportunities for Alexa as well. You can ask Alexa, or your OnStar. If you have OnStar in a vehicle, will give you Santa's location.
Wow, you guys have developed a lot of ways to keep track of Santa. General Glenn Van Hert, thanks so much for what you do. Thanks for protecting Santa on his journey and for defending our country. We appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you.
Well, speaking of Santa, the North Pole is more than just a place he calls home. It's an area with some pretty cool facts that may surprise you. The North Pole is the northernmost place on Earth. So when you're standing on the North Pole, any direction you point is south. Due to the tilt of the Earth's axis, it's dark 24 hours a day at the North Pole in the winter, until the sun reappears in March, around the spring equinox. So winters are dark and summer is always sunny. It's also one of the coldest places in the world. Brrr. This weekend, kids and grown-ups from all different countries will celebrate Christmas in many ways. Our pair of Kids Edition correspondents went on assignment overseas to find out how some families make this holiday and others a merry one.
Christmas is celebrated by billions of Christians around the world. They believe Christmas marks the birth of Jesus in Bethlehem 2,000 years ago. And here in Britain, kids wait all year for Christmas. From ice skating at this former royal palace to just enjoying the Christmas spirit. There's not a minute to miss. What do you love about Christmas?
That it's fun, we can give presents to each other.
at the world-famous Tower of London, which once served as a royal residence and also a prison. They have Christmas locked up.
So there's a lot of things happen here at Christmas.
How many Christmas trees are there in this entire tower?
Ooh, good question. There's one in every young warder's house, and there's about 16, 17 outside. So I would say that there's 50 Christmas trees in the Tower of London.
Wow.
A yeoman who works and even lives at the tower showed us around. By the way, yeomen are also called beef eaters.
How did Christmas change from the olden days to now?
Well, see, the giving of Christmas presents and everything else sort of started in the Victorian era.
So, how has being a beef eater changed from the olden days to the new?
Well, in the old days, we used to look after prisoners, first and foremost. Nowadays, we look after all our visitors from all over the world and tell them stories about all of the 21 towers we have here at the Tower of London.
So, what's it like spending Christmas as a beef eater?
We get to sing some carols, walk home around this when there's no one else in the castle, just us, and then we just get to go home and then watch some telly or have some games. It's good fun. It's lovely.
They even have a Christmas polar bear. Can you believe polar bears were kept by monarchs like King John 800 years ago? And in the olden days, a yeoman tasted royal food to make sure the king wasn't poisoned. You guessed it. That's why they got the name beef eaters.
Are you going to try the king's Christmas lunch before he eats it?
Well, in days of old, I would have had to. I'd have had to taste the food to make sure it wasn't poisoned. However, nowadays, I don't think the king would like me eating his dinner before he got there.
We've learned that Christmas has changed. But did you know, in the past, Christmas wasn't always Christmas? To find out more, we headed to Greece. There to see us off at the airport were some carol singers. We're in Athens! In the centre of Athens is the Acropolis, built by the ancient Greeks over 2,000 years ago.
When the Acropolis was built, Christmas didn't exist because there were no Christians and Jesus wasn't born yet. The ancient Greeks believed in many gods, not just one. These gods were Poseidon, Zeus, Athena, Hestia, Hera, and many more.
Today, many Greeks celebrate Christmas just like we do. In Athens, there is a massive Christmas tree and decorations that families like to visit in the evening.
Did you come to see the tree?
Yes.
They come to see the tree and the lights.
Why have you come here today?
I wanted to see the Christmas tree and decorate.
But most people here are Greek Orthodox, a branch of Christianity who do some things different at Christmas.
How do you say Merry Christmas in Greek?
Καλά Χριστούγεννα.
Kala Christougena, is that correct?
Yes, kind of.
To learn more, we met up with some Greek friends, Nectarius and Danai. By the way, they are also twins.
At Christmas, we spend most of the time with our families because this is a happy day at Christmas.
So what's the difference between Greek Orthodox and American Christmas?
In America, Santa Claus comes at Christmas, and at Greece, Santa Claus comes at New Year's Eve.
Is there any traditional foods you eat on Christmas?
We usually eat turkey with our families and friends.
And what do you want for Christmas?
I don't really want anything. Everyone to be good.
When you travel the world, it's important to remember some people don't celebrate Christmas at all. London, where we live, is a city of many different faiths, like Muslims and Hindus, and lots of other religions that have different holidays. This year, the Jewish holiday, Hanukkah, is taking place around the same time as Christmas. Hanukkah lasts 8 days and wraps up on December the 26th. Hanukkah means dedication in Hebrew. In fact, our great-grandmother was Jewish, another grandmother was Irish Catholic, one grandfather is Church of England, and another one is into spiritualism. So even our own family is a big mix of beliefs. What we've learnt is Christmas has changed a lot over time, and it means different things to different people around the world. But no matter how you celebrate or what you're celebrating, this is the perfect time to reflect on the past year, enjoy some favourite traditions, and spend time with the people you love the most.
And we've also learned ice skating is a universal way to celebrate the holidays. It's one of our favourite ways for sure.
If I was to say Christmas, what would be the first thing that came to your mind?
Merry Christmas to the person that said it to me.
That's it from London. I'm Ilya. I'm Mariana. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. Back to you in the studio, Lester.
Girls, that was terrific. I think we all learned a lot there. Thanks so much. Well, time now for our pop quiz. The question: which was the first state to declare Christmas, December 25th, a legal holiday? Was it A, South Carolina, B, Alabama, or C, Massachusetts? We've got the answer coming up after the break. Just ahead, how one zoo is making sure our animal friends stay warm when the weather gets cold. Plus, toy drive. This girl from Texas is giving back in a big way and making an impact. And the gift of music. We'll introduce you to this children's chorus who is inspiring America. Welcome back to Nightly News Kids Edition. Let's get the answer to our pop quiz. The question: which was the first state to declare Christmas, December 25th, a legal holiday? Was it A, South Carolina, B, Alabama, or C, Massachusetts? The answer is B, Alabama. Alabama declared Christmas a legal holiday back in 1836. The federal government finally made Christmas an official holiday in 1870. Now to our Inspiring Kids series and the story of one girl who is spreading joy and giving back this Christmas, unwrapping the magic of the season. At Thornwood Elementary in Houston, Texas, holiday gifts are piled high, ready to be opened by some deserving students, all thanks to Lily Dubose.
I love kids, and the joy that I see on their faces when they get a toy just makes me feel so happy, and my heart's so complete that it's just such a blessing to me.
The 13-year-old started Lily's Toy Box back in 2017 after hearing about some children who lost everything during Hurricane Harvey.
When I saw other kids leaving their homes, evacuating, and their houses being flooded, leaving everything behind, I just felt devastated. It was so sad.
Lily wanted to help, so she gave away 10 toys. But she didn't stop there. Lily's Toy Box is now a nonprofit, and with the help of donations and toy drives, Lily has given away 40,000 toys to date to kids in need and whose families may be struggling.
It's so fun wrapping toys with all my friends and family and volunteers. I love doing it.
And this holiday season, she's hit a home run with a little help from her friend, Houston Astros third baseman Alex Bregman, and his wife Reagan.
It's nice to be in the holiday spirit this time of year. It's so much fun to be here.
We have toys for you.
Little faces lighting up as they open everything from
Dinosaurs
to
Jingle and Squiggle Caterpillar.
It's just awesome to see the smile on all their faces.
It means a lot because we don't get this a lot.
one thing that's important to Lily, putting the student's name on their presents.
I just want their name to be on it because it's more special.
Kayla.
Ava D. Emily.
Together, the trio handed out 1,500 presents. Actually, make that 1,501. One lucky student got a FaceTime with her favorite player.
Say hi.
Astros shortstop Jeremy Pena.
This is Avery. She's going to be the first ever girl drafted by the Houston Astros, she said.
A holiday to remember, and a girl hoping to inspire others with the gift of giving this Christmas. Lily, I have to say it is terrific what you're doing. Well, winter is officially here, and for many of us that means layering up from coats to hats to gloves. But what do animals at the zoo do when it gets cold outside? We sent our pal, Dr. John Torres, to find out.
Here at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo in Colorado, zookeepers are keeping a close eye on the forecast.
Today, 35 degrees and sunny is actually, it hits all of our temperature protocols for every animal in Rocky Mountain Wilds, and so we don't have to do anything today special with the temperatures. The hot rocks are on for the winter, so all of the heated exhibit spaces are good to go, and yeah, everybody's enjoying the weather.
So this is the temperature they're used to?
Yeah, this is what they like. This is definitely their favorite type of weather today.
Some animals, like bears, wolves, and moose, are used to the cold, and their bodies naturally adapt as the season changes.
Well, just like when I go outside, I put on a lot of layers. It helps me keep nice and warm, so animals kind of have that built in. They don't have to put on a jacket. So animals like our grizzly bears, they've got a beautiful winter coat that they've just grown in on their own. It's nice and long and keeps the air trapped inside, kind of like a down jacket. So it's really nice to keep them warm.
But with the winter weather starting to roll in, the zoo is at the ready.
So every day we actually have somebody whose job it is here at the zoo who looks at the weather. They monitor it throughout the day and they'll let us know, hey, here's what the temperature is going to be, here are the wind speeds, here's the wind chill. And so all of the different animals at the zoo have different temperature guidelines.
Animals can't talk. However, the zookeepers know them so well, they can read signs like ear twitches, tail movement, or how they squint their eyes. And when it gets cold, the zoo has some tools on hand to help. So what do you have in the shelter to help keep them warm?
Well, Digger here is one of our grizzly bears, and he was just walking over the top of a man-made rock that has some heating elements that run through it. So it is actually 60 degrees when he's touching that with his paw pads right now. So it feels really good to lay on top of. It keeps you nice and warm.
But not all animals at the zoo are built for the cold climate. The lemurs and hippos are used to a hotter environment, so the zoo has special accommodations for them.
They can come outside into our outdoor pools, hang out here in the heated pools. When they're ready to go back inside and warm up, that building is always nice and toasty warm.
The animals have access to both indoor and outdoor spaces and get to choose where to be. But when it gets snowy, it's time to head indoors.
If it's really cold and we've got a blizzard and it's snowing like crazy here in Colorado Springs, we don't ask our animals to go outside in that weather. It would be just like us. When there's a blizzard, we choose to stay inside, maybe have a glass of hot cocoa. We find fun things for our animals to do in their indoor exhibits.
Even these African penguins need shelter from the cold.
They are warm weather penguins. These penguins are not found anywhere near the snow. In fact, they're really only found in warm weather temperatures, and they're really built for that warm weather climate.
And did you know some animals make other adjustments themselves? Bears go into what the keepers call torpor. It's similar to hibernation. The bears slow down to conserve energy, they sleep more, and they even change what they eat.
They'll let us know when they're kind of done with some of the things. Celery is usually the first thing to go. They say, okay, it's not celery season anymore.
Not all animals change their diet. Hippos keep eating their veggies all year long. Does their diet change here because it gets so cold?
So we don't have to change their diet here at the zoo. Unlike other animals who might need to pack on pounds to stay warm during the winter, hippos don't need to do that. They consistently have the pounds throughout the year. So now that we've talked a little bit about what hippos like to eat, would you like to try to feed a hippo?
Oh, I'd love to. This is great. Yeah. There you go, all right. Zookeepers focused on the care and feeding of animals as the cold sets in.
Dr. John Torres, thanks so much for that. Finally, we want to introduce you to one children's choir from Staten Island, New York, hitting all the right notes this holiday season. Let's get details from our good friend, Aaron McLaughlin.
It's coming on Christmas, they're cutting down trees, they're putting up reindeer, singing songs of joy and peace. Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
When these kids sing, you stop and listen.
My favorite part is bringing smiles onto people's faces and bringing joy all over the world.
They're making some pretty incredible sounds for kids their age that you just really don't expect.
Meet the PS22 Chorus.
To be honest, singing always had that kind of spark in me.
A spark igniting these students.
PS22
The PS22 Chorus is made up of 4th and 5th graders. They practice twice a week at this public school on Staten Island.
Great blend. You sound like one big voice. You gotta go home. You gotta practice your music.
Music teacher Greg Breinberg started the chorus back in 2000. Years later, he began posting chorus videos on YouTube, and something happened.
All of a sudden, just like all of our lives changed, in this incredible, unimaginable way. The kids getting called by MTV, for the Oscars, for Obama's inauguration. I mean, it's been an amazing ride.
I'm gonna make this place your home.
We want other people around the world to be as happy as we are. It's something that makes me put a smile on my face.
You can hear the joy in their voices and so much more.
Singing is just relaxing. It helps me calm down sometimes. I can sing my heart out. Singing makes me feel more confident in myself.
Everyone now, sopranos and altos.
There are altos.
It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees.
And sopranos.
It's coming on Christmas. They're cutting down trees.
The sopranos have the higher children's voices. The altos have the lower children's voices.
We work hard. We bring emotion and passion. When we are singing, we show the feeling from the words.
I think this chorus does a lot for these kids beyond just the beautiful singing that you hear. Some of them come from really tough backgrounds, and I think this is just an escape. And everyone needs that escape in their life, or that one thing that they're good at. They're part of a legacy.
A legacy hitting all the right notes.
This chorus brings joy, joy to people around the world.
While we were there, they treated us to a performance.
Ring, ring, ring the bells, ring the loud and clear 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 bells, ring the
Singing together in harmony and giving us all a reason to believe this holiday season.
You're amazing.
That was really beautiful. And on that note, that's going to do it for us. Parents, just a reminder, if your child has a question about any topic in the news, email a video to us at nightlynewskids@nbcuni.com. You can also follow us on Instagram @NightlyKids. And just a program note, you can catch a new episode of Nightly News Kids Edition every Thursday on NBCnews.com and YouTube, and streaming on the weekends on NBC News Now. Well, that is going to do it for us from Universal Studios in Hollywood. But before we go, a few of our friends from Whoville would like to say hi. Cindy Lou Who is here, the mayor is here, and the Grinch. Any messages you guys want to send?
I want to say, have a Merry Grinchmas!
Grinchmas, of course.
Well, Lester, we were hoping we can join you in saying your famous catchphrase.
Oh, that'd be fun. You want it? I'll count it down. Ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourselves and each other.
That was perfect. I love it.
You guys are awesome.
Thanks. Happy holidays.